Sometimes life can feel overwhelming. It can be lonely. It can be tiresome. It can be the worst place to ever exist on. I feel like that you have been really exploring the depths of the darkness over the last few years. And I'm not even going to it's not even been the last couple of weeks or months. It's been years. You've had this karmic connection and creation of your life, right? You have lived a life, and a lot of that was you were intuitive, but you were still very unconscious in a lot of ways. And I feel like this era, this part of the journey, what you've gone through, what you needed to see in order to grow, what you needed to understand, the people that came into your life to give you these lessons to help you surrender deeper into yourself, permissions. They were your permissions to feel, to love, to explore, to also actually choose. I feel like you've had some really beautiful people come into your life to help you expand deeper into your softness, deeper into your play. So to a point, there is this idea that your life is the story and you can change the narrative. And a lot of you do. A lot of you are really playing in the different versions of yourself that show up. You have cultivated a life and a destination per se, a destination into your own identity where you have opened your heart. I feel like you've gone through something and it, in a way, really changed the narrative of your life. And a big part of the dismantling that can happen when we change the narrative or we change the trajectory, all of our different identities have to come online and come on board, and we begin to act as we do in those different identities. And if you work on social media, you would have, and you're a millennial, I'll say mostly millennials will vibe with this, and maybe this is like a beautiful insight into the younger generations, so like early 20s. I'm 35, so I'm not old, but I lived in a time where we had to know a lot of stuff in order to survive, whereas in this day and age you don't even have to leave your house. Like, you can get literally everything that you've ever wanted delivered to your house. So we do live in strange times. The trajectory has really changed for a lot of us. So millennials more particularly, there's this old school magic that's coming through, the whakapapa, and it's the oracles, right? So if you resonate with the word oracle, you may also resonate with starseed, light worker, healer, transformationer, midwife. Like, there's just so many names that you could utilize in that wider realm, the energy world. But at any point in time, you can change that storyline that you believe, that you're reading, that you're creating, that you've written, and you're writing. A lot of your story comes from your self-concepts, comes from the way that you view the world, view yourself, the way you view yourself in the world, the way you think other people perceive you, the way you think your children perceive you, the way you think men or women perceive you, the way that you think women approach you. And when we start looking into these little intricates of our mentality, we begin to understand ourselves at our depth, at our core. So you've been through something this It could have been this year, well, actually last year. We're in 2026 now. It could have been last year, but I'm just going to say, like, over the last very consistent months / years, you've been working through this, like, disbobulation of yourself. And it's almost like you've been dismembered and you got broken down into pieces, because when you invested into yourself to acquire modality, I feel like it really came with a lot of personal lessons, and you really got to see people and examples of people who have power, who have money, who have resources, and who inspire a lot of people. You got to see how they moved and walked and thought, and it was not according to the trajectory of your life. It did not fit the rhythm and the flow of your story. But what happened throughout that time and space is, I feel like you understood the world from your child, in a child's mind and in a child's eyes. So what you received back was like that. And that's fine. Like, that's beautiful. That's cool. That has been your journey into opening your heart space. That has been you transmuting things and tapping deeper into plants and deeper into medicine and deeper into, like, spirit realms and all these different things. I feel like you have been pulled into the 3D because of survival mode, and I'm hearing your life as a story. You can change the narrative. I feel like you need to go back to a narrative where you were highly nurtured in a community that you were seen and heard in. I feel like there has been a disconnection for you in your resources because you were pulled out of that world, and you were pulled into a world because of karmic energy. You're being really asked to go back into those spaces. That is, I feel like, going to change the trajectory of your life. You do get to choose your story. Your life is your story. You can change the narrative. The narrative is your mind. You are the narrator. You can literally have anything you want. We've been talking a lot about manifesting daily. These are all things that are available to you, you know. These are things that you can do, plus do a job, plus raise kids, plus have a love life, plus travel, plus learn a language, plus learn a new modality. These are all the things. You can do anything that you goddamn well want. And a lot of your healing in the home with your children requires you to do something different, not repeating your childhood, not repeating what your parents chose to do as humans who just were living their life unconsciously. A lot unconsciously, but because of colonization, because of the way of the world, you know, you're influenced by that because of your whakapapa. But that's why you've come here to do the healing. Because our grandparents didn't get a choice. They had to, right? We know the devastation that happened to our people, to our ancestors, right? It's not that long ago, only 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. That is not many generations behind. So you get to choose. You get to be yourself, your authentic self. Who is that? Who is your authentic self? You're just also being called to continue investing in yourself. Continue moving and merging with plants, especially. Plants, water, and laughter. Plants, water, and laughter. I wish that was the name of this reading. Plants, water, and laughter is all a woman needs to heal her feminine energy. that connection to why, water, the connection to the body, to the tinana, to the two worlds, the two waters, emotions, energy, emotion, just so many things. Okay. Earth, peace, silence. I love you, and I will see you in the next video.